she doesn't love you back. Or actually, she doesn't love you the way you love her. You want to know what the worst part is? It's not her fault. It's yours. You see, before I go into it, what I'm going to be sharing in this video is how to overcome that and make sure you never put yourself in this position ever again. So my name is Dole, and I'm a dating consultant and coach, and I teach men how to be wanted and loved by the right people. I'm a married man, and I've had countless successful dating scenarios. Let's make it short. I was a city boy who's experienced the abundance of what women can offer, and I am now a married man who is proud of the decision he's made and want to help many others do the same. Cool. So let's dive into how we can help you today. So the truth of the matter is, why shouldn't you want to love your woman more than you love? Why should you want your woman to love you more than she loves you? Right? You'd want, ideally, that's what you're meant to be, right? You men are meant to adore the woman. That's what we've been told. And the issue here is, it's wrong. And I'm going to share exactly why. You see, you text her first. You plan every day. You constantly ask, are you okay? Did I do something wrong? And what's actually happening in your brain is you're actually addicted to uncertainty. And what that means is you provide her no sort of stability in how you approach the situation. If you're constantly waiting for her to be okay, for things to be okay, then she's leading the ship. That's as simple as it gets, right? Let me be clear. You cannot call it love until you've received love from yourself. What do I mean by that? Now, imagine this. You're looking for this woman to ideally appreciate the fact that you're giving her love. But the problem is, you just don't understand that love cannot be reciprocated or fully understood by yourself until you give that love to yourself first. Because then you can understand how to manage it and say, okay, wait, that's a bit creepy. I need to ask myself every day how I'm doing. I check in the morning, I'm good. And if I'm not feeling good, I reinforce myself. Hey, look, listen, you got this. And you go about your business and you do what you need to do, right? But the whole point here is you cannot love someone until you've learned how to love yourself first. And I hope that helps you understand why it's so key for you. I wouldn't even say necessarily that it's about you loving her more than you loving yourself, but it's actually about you loving yourself enough to understand that this person you're with you're not jeopardizing who you are or what works for you for the sake of her, because she compliments you, because you've already, you're with someone that you don't need to be. This is what I want you to understand, right? When I was single, I can guarantee you one of the reasons why I had so much success was because the difference between the times where I didn't and the times I did was simply the fact that I was whole. I didn't need anybody. I was good on my own. I had created a space where I was self-sufficient. I loved myself. I was going to work on myself whether she was there or not. I was going to build myself whether she was there or not. I was going to work on building my dream and mission whether she was there or not. And that carried on to the relationship, okay? Which meant that my identity stayed intact. But you see, what a lot of us do is we get into relationships and then all of a sudden we lose who we are. We lose our identity because we're in love with whoever the person is. But the problem with that is when you lose yourself, you lose them too. Because no one wants to be with someone that's flaky. No one wants to be with someone that doesn't have a backbone, right? Yes, there are some people that are narcissistic and yes, want you to be all about them. But if you love yourself, you understand that those are not the people you should be around. So already, if someone's complimenting you, subtracting your entity from yourself in order to be with that person already knows. You should know that, but that you should be able to sense what's good and what's not good for you, because your entity is solid. But a lot of us don't have that. In fact, we run away from ourselves. That's why some of us in our relationship after relationship, because we haven't understood that it's very simple. We need to take time to actually discover what it is that we're doing for ourselves first. Because the problem is, I'll tell you what happens is, if you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're going to get into that relationship. And then after a while, I'm like, what's going on? Why has this person changed? Why is this person different? Why is it that I'm giving everything and I'm getting nothing out of it? And it's because you haven't created a system that allows you to be self-sustained. It's like putting a car together and you haven't put the engine together. At some point, that engine is going to leak. So even if you're in a relationship, no, that's fine. But it's key for you to fix your own stuff. In one of the videos, I've shared how you cannot not fix things that have broken you, because you will end up bleeding on people that didn't cut you. You should check the video out. You have to deal with your trauma, your past problems, things that are making you the way you are, or whatever the case is. Because if you don't deal with those things, your children will suffer. If you want to have children, your partner is going to suffer, because he's having to deal with something that he shouldn't have to deal with, right? Every time you over texted, you cancelled your plan, overthink her silence. You see, your brain releases hormones, and the more you give, the less she respects you, because of the simple fact that you value the uncertainty. You want that uncertainty to be fulfilled. And the problem with that is that women don't thrive of uncertainty. Women need to be certain, they need to be secure. That's the whole point of a man being a man and a woman being a woman. A man protects, a woman nurtures. I'm sorry if I missed something here. But if you're now switching sides and you're now the person that nurtures, and she's now the one that protects, and she wants to, because most women, or the women that I speak to anyway, or I used to speak to, correction, because I'm married now, so I don't speak to anyone. But my point is, the women I used to speak to, or the 99 out of them, they wanted to be in a feminine entity. And in order for them to be in a feminine entity, they need you to be certain. This is why if you're not confident, they will not waste their time with you. You cannot speak to them, you cannot keep composure while saying hello. You're like, hi. Why do you think they're not interested? They need certainty. They need someone. That's why they're attracted to confident guys. That's why when you're over texting, when you're overbearing, this is why I said to them from the start, it's not their fault, it's yours, bro. You're not confident. And until you're able to overcome your inner being, your inner self, I'm telling you, you're going to struggle. And this is not because I think I'm, this great guy that's figured it out. No, I struggled with insecurity. I have sent girls money for the sake of trying to impress them. So I'm not telling you this as someone that hasn't been where you are right now. I've been there, done that, and I've learned from my mistakes. And I'm telling you now, until you're able to have that inner confidence, that inner self-love, you now feeling like you're giving your best, your very best to somebody else, will mean nothing to them. Why? Because it doesn't mean anything to you. Why are you comfortable showing to someone that you do not love yourself enough to respect yourself? Why are you comfortable showing to someone that you're comfortable not showing them that you know how love works, you know how to take care of yourself, you know how to be kind to yourself? And look, this is the thing. I'm not expecting you to come on this video and be like, oh, of course I knew that. Because the truth of the matter is, no one's taught us this, right? We're hearing so much stuff. Social media is full of so much information, and I promise you, I get it. And all I'm trying to do with this channel, with this type of videos, is be the person I wish I had access to back then, because I would have jumped to so many hurdles. There's so many mistakes I probably wouldn't have. I would have saved a lot of money. That's the truth. Because there's, if you look at dating and speaking to girls and whatnot, that's most guys, especially if you're not you don't do alcohol, you don't like partying, even partying, guys that go party, let's be real, you're doing that because you're trying. If you're just doing that for the man, then let me not say anything. My point is, once you understand how women work, it's so much easier. It's like a weight off your shoulders. So I was so focused on understanding how women work, because I promise you, I just was tired of suffering. I was tired of being left on bed. I was tired of just not understanding the whole principle behind it. The truth of the matter is that when you love her more than she loves you, you're teaching her how to treat you like an option. And people are naturally wired to never ever chase what's always available. That's the truth. Unless they're emotionally mature to understand why they do what they do. If you're dealing with someone, if you're put it this way, 80% of people out there don't even know what's going on. 80%. I'd say 20% to be kind. Okay? Because you're here, you're learning, but there's some people that have no idea. So what I'm saying is, you're dealing with someone that doesn't even know why they do what they do. Right? So, in other words, you need to understand some principles, effects that can allow you to step outside and create that sort of environment. Now, I'm not saying being unavailable is good, but I'm saying showing her that you value your time, and she needs to see that you value your time, because she's now seeing that you're not bored, or that's why you're checking her. No, you're busy, but you're making time for her, right? And that's different now, because you value your time, and and mentally or psychologically, you're gonna start to look at it as, if this isn't worth my time, I'm not gonna spend time doing this. Right? And that's exactly what that scarcity effect looks like. You're valuing your time. You're saying to her, listen, okay, we said that we're going to go out and meet. You said that we're going to meet at 8 o'clock. She calls you at 8 o'clock saying, sorry, something popped up. Okay, no worries. No, sorry, that's fine. No worries. Don't bother. You don't text her. Don't call her. Don't go about chasing it. No. She needs to come back and explain, I apologize. I should have let you know earlier. Because you value your time. And if she doesn't value your time, then that's a red flag. We've got a video for that too. If someone doesn't value your time, they don't respect you. Because time is your most important asset. You're never going to get that back. Money you can get back. You can even get your hair back. Someone cuts your hair off. Someone just decides to chip some of your hair. Your hair's going to grow back. Someone decides to punch you in the face. The swelling is eventually going to go down. But if someone wasted your time, that's never coming back. That's done. You're never going to see, right now it's 11:26 in the UK. I am never going to see 11:26 again in 2025 on the 15th of January. It's gone forever and ever, done. It's like a grain of sand that I'm never going to get back. Okay? Cool. We now create the perfect balance. Right? Because I'm not saying, as a married man, you should love your wife 100%. You should show her love. You should shower her with appreciation, and you should, especially if she's the mother of your children. Listen, you do what you need to do to show her that you appreciate her. However, you need to retrain and rewire your brain. What do I mean by that? You need to take control of your emotions. Every single time you're taking an action, it needs to be a responsive rather than a reactive action. Let me break that down. You're texting her. Has she responded to my previous text? If this answer is no, then why are you texting again? Like, seriously. Use a different approach. If you've seen there's a pattern, you have a conversation with her. Say, listen, I think we've got a slight issue here. I text you, but you don't respond. Why is that? What's going on? Right? And then she can answer to that question. But you need to understand that you need to be very, very, very responsive rather than reactive. Build a life that she can join, but not one that she controls. Always see it as this: you're coming to my world and you're welcome. These are the rules and regulations. As long as you respect them, we're good to go. That's it. No disrespect, no shouting, no screaming. I have dealt with so many women who, I used to like fiery women. Women that were feisty and whatever, cool. I had no issues with none of them. But I can guarantee you there's some guys that would have probably gone through the same woman and some way, somehow would have gotten themselves, embarrassed or disrespected one way or the other, right? And this is the reason why that happened is because I brought them into my world. And in my world, we don't disrespect each other. I don't call you a bitch, you don't call me a dickhead, you don't call me anything except for, pet names or hobby, whatever you want to call me, right? But you don't disrespect me. And if you do disrespect me, then that's your one-way ticket to get the fuck out of my world. Literally. It's that simple. And women respect that because they now know that although they don't like walking on eggshells, they can be authentic within the parameters. It's like a government. It's like you come into a city and the city has regulations. And unless you abide by the regulations, you gotta get out. Why do people love Dubai so much? Because as much as it's strict, as long as you abide by the regulations, you're good. So what are the regulations of your city? What is it? No texting guys or I don't know, whatever the case is. But make your boundaries clear from the very start. Not 3 weeks down the line or but what if she says you've got to be bold. They need certainty. There's too many men out there that are not certain, that are insecure. I saw a TikTok the other day. A guy was reaching out on TikTok to a girl that was right next to him, saying that TikTok helped me to get this woman to speak to me. That's how bad it's gone. You've got to be confident. And sometimes all it takes is understanding how to approach the woman in a respectful manner. Which is why, again, social skills that can make you attractive. It's not all about the looks. I've seen ugly men attract the most beautiful, and it wasn't the money. Part of it was the money for sure. And it wasn't necessarily the money, it was how they carried themselves, it's how they communicated. That's also just as important. If she's inconsistent, I must say, you love her more than she loves you. And see, the reason why I'm saying this is because I experienced that firsthand. One of my exes, I'm not going to state who, dealt with the exact same issue. I was double texting, triple texting, and doing a lot more than I should have. In fact, I even told her that I love her more than I love myself because I thought I was being authentic and genuine and romantic. The problem with that is she now started to see it as this guy has no drive. This guy has no... It's like, I've got him. And because I've got him, I can do anything I want. He's just not going to go anywhere. He's going to take anything I give him. He's like a dog. He's gone into dog mode and he's just my servant. And so you don't want to get into that space, basically. Make sure that you recognize the boundaries you set. Okay. You want to become a high value man. This is why it goes back to everything. Always goes back to your mission. Become a high value man so that you don't even have time to see if she's texted you back. Because you're too busy to even see, because you're busy doing other stuff. I'm like, oh snap, I forgot. I actually mentioned this one. How's she doing? Right? Always like manage your time in a way that it shows that you value it. Because if you don't value it, then who will value it? If you don't value your time, someone will use it to value theirs. Wow, that's fucking good. I'm gonna say that again. If you don't value your time, someone will use it to value theirs. Whether that's your girlfriend, your partner, your job, whatever, someone will use your time because that's an asset that's going anyway. So someone will use it. Trust me. So if this message woke you up, it's time to level up. Subscribe for more real talk. Again, like I said, I've recommended some of the videos already. Definitely check them out. There's a playlist as well where you can just go through that. But what I would say is this resonate with you properly. You want more information, you want to work with me on a one-to-one basis. I don't work with everyone, but I would have a free consultation call where I can see whether you do seem like the type of person I'd work with. Now this is for this is for entrepreneurs or high performance individuals who are looking for a way to level up and find their dream partner. Now, please book a call on the calendar based on the schedule available, and yeah, I'll see you on the other side. For those that are not doing that, guys, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you can understand where I'm coming from with this topic. Let me know if you disagree. I want to hear if anyone disagrees. I saw some comments as well, guys. I appreciate it. By the way, I must say this is amazing. We've reached 170,000 views. That's insane. That's in, what is that, 6 months? That's crazy. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to share your insights in the comments as well. I see every comment and I appreciate it. I try to my best to comment as quickly as possible. Honestly, guys, thank you so much. What I would say is I really hope that I'm helping your dating market. I'm really hoping that I'm helping you make better decisions, step out there with better knowledge, more knowledge and more success. So without further ado, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.